Overthinking is a common mental habit that affects millions of people, turning everyday concerns to exhausting mental loops. It's that feeling when your brain just won't shut the fuck up and you keep playing the same conversation, same mistakes, same what-if scenarios on loop. You think you're being thorough, cautious, even intelligent at times, thinking about this, but in actuality you're not. And it's really just a nervous system addiction. And in this video, I'm gonna show you how to get unstuck, how to break this fucking loop this week with some science-backed tips you're not gonna wanna miss. Check it out. When you ruminate or overthink, your brain's threat signal and self-focused systems stay switched on while the control networks, normally this would help you disengage, struggle to turn off. Now the key brain regions that are involved in this are usually the default mode network, your prefrontal cortex, and the amygdala. Now the default mode network is known for help the self-referential thoughts and mind wandering. Parts of the prefrontal cortex, the area involved with thinking, planning, and emotional regulation, either become overactive in self-focused thoughts or under-effective when it comes to shutting down negative thought streams. Also, the amygdala and the threat circuits flag perceived negative cues in overthinking. This system keeps signaling a problem not yet solved, feeding more worry and negative focus. A simple way to kind of picture this is that the DMN keeps replaying a self-story while the amygdala keeps shouting, this is important and dangerous, and the prefrontal cortex can't step in and regulate and shut that shit down. There's a lot of comparison in the rumination and overthinking to the addiction cycle, mainly because you have your trigger, you have the mental behavior, and then the small psychological reward that keeps you addicted to it and coming back and getting stuck in this forever loop. Here are 3 science-backed ways that can help interrupt rumination and overthinking that map directly into state shifts, attentional control, and behavioral change. So you have these triggers where you're thinking of a stressful thought, you're thinking about the past, these what-if scenarios, those act as the cue. Then you have the actual mental behavior that comes after that, where you are just kind of just replaying the events, imagining worst case scenarios. And then of course you have the hit, right? Then of course you have the psychological reward, where it's a short-term relief from uncertainty. So by you just thinking about this problem, you feel like you're getting closer to an answer, but in actuality, you're not getting anywhere, right? This is just kind of like reinforcing the loop. Now over time, because you're so constantly doing this, it becomes a habit, it becomes a reflex, and anytime you kind of get stuck in these thoughts, you get pulled into these loops. Now, when you get pulled into these loops, you think that things are getting better, but in the long term, they're getting worse, almost like alcohol or drugs. So a really good way to interrupt in rumination is whenever you're stuck mentally in your head, you gotta physically move your body, right? You can do a 5 to 15 minute brisk walk, you can do some shadow boxing, anything that's going to get you out of that default mode network and out of the self-referential thoughts. Because when you're usually thinking of something, it's because you really need to get your body moving. Now this, you gotta get out of this thinking mode and into action mode. You can actually pair it with a simple sensory focus as well. So this would be something like counting steps as you walk. You can be counting your breath as you're going in and out, and even labeling things that you see. This combo is great because it reduces the default mode network activity, also increasing task-focused networks, and it often drops the state rumination and negative mood in the short term. So number 2, you have to counter these what-if scenarios. So the way you can counter that is if adding then what, right? So what if, a good way to do this is you get a piece of paper, you straight down the line, you have 2 columns, you have what if, and then what. And on the left side, what if I lose my job? Then I will go look for a job in the same industry or something else. Or what if I lose my job? Then I will start that business I've always wanted, right? Now, this is really good because the unanswered questions, these what if scenarios, linger because unresolved matters fuel self-doubt. And the best way to break the loop is to fill those blanks once and for all. So this subtle shift disrupts these what if scenarios from disaster to solutions, right? It redirects your thoughts from anxiety to composure. With practice, this can become a reminder of your resilience and when uncertainty strikes. Now, number 3 is mindful breathing. These are micro sets, and the goal here is just to calm your nervous system. You're trying to unhook that autopilot mode, right? You want to get into like the solving mode. You want to get your prefrontal cortex kind of like solving these problems. And a good way to do this is through 10 breaths. You're going to inhale for 4 seconds, and then you're going to through your nose, and you're going to exhale for 6 seconds through your mouth. Now, when you're doing these micro breathing sets, you want to keep 70 to 80% of attention on the actual breath. Now, whenever thoughts intrude, simply note thinking, like literally say that, okay, thinking, and then come back to the breath. And that's gonna actually build more resilience so that when ruminations or overthinking occurs, you have the mental fortitude to bring it back and step out of that loop. Now, the difference between harmful and helpful thinking is the intention behind it. So if you let your thoughts wander and do whatever they want, they're going to build chaos, right? But if you have control and you have some self-regulation and you can put your thoughts somewhere and realize what you're thinking about, then you have actual clarity, right? Anytime you kind of get stuck where you're just stuck in this loop and you're not resolving the problem, you really gotta step out of this default mode autopilot thinking and to like intentional thinking. Okay, well, let me write this down. Let me figure out how to actually step out of this cycle that I'm not solving anything, and you get deeper involved. So guys, I hope it helped you out with some of this shit. This rumination and overthinking, it leads to anxiety and depression, and it can be in a fucking shitty life. I really got stuck in it myself. Just remember those 3 ways you can get out of it. Anytime you're stuck in your head, move your fucking body. Okay, the other time you can write it down. Get the 2 columns going. What if scenarios? Whatever the fuck. Then what? Right? Like then I will have this. Get some clarity involved. Don't get stuck in this little loop of like, oh, I'm just thinking, and not doing shit, right? And then the 3rd one is some mindfulness. Get some breath work going. Calm the nervous system. If you got any questions, just DM me. I have the full article on Substack. There's a link below. Check it out. Share this with a friend. Hopefully it helps them with some shit. Peace.